I think January of 2003, I went to an orthopedic doctor to get some advice because my knees were bothering me, and my wife took me to the doctor, and he said, "Why don't you bring your wife in here?" And he was kind of counseling me as to what was wrong with my knees, and he knew I liked to mountain climb and mountain bike and ski, and he goes, "Greg, going forward, your extreme sport should be like croquet, and I'm like, well, take me outside back of the barn and shoot me then." And in fact, that bothered me so much that he said that I signed up for an expedition that following spring and summer to go climb Mount McKinley or Denali up in Alaska, because I wasn't ready to be put out to pasture. There was days when just getting up in the morning and getting out of bed, I would have to kind of ratchet myself to stand up straight, and it got to the point where the things I love to do, I didn't really feel like doing it. I just knew that it was going to hurt when I went out there. And fortunately, I loved to do it enough that I forced myself through that pain threshold. And once I got out there, it was a little better, but it was hard to want to do some of those things that I like to do because my knees just were constantly aching. Hence, my right knee got replaced in 2008. My left knee wasn't quite as bad at the time as my right knee, and frankly, I was a little nervous to get both of them done at the same time because this was like a big deal. I mean, they're like chopping your knee out. So I wanted to see how the right knee would do before I had my left knee, and I thought I had another year or two left before I really needed the left knee done. And then 2012 came along with my first attempt at the Mount Everest, and then 2 other mountains shortly thereafter, convinced me that my left knee was ready to be made bionic.
We've had Greg speak at some meetings, and he has shown video of what he does. Even without having a knee replacement, it's just amazing the stuff he does. And some of the pictures of where he is and on a mountain and over a crevasse, it's crazy stuff, but he does it. And with Greg's permission, we do comment on his activity level to people who come in and wonder what these knees can do. I don't always mention Greg in consultation with other patients, particularly patients who, most patients' goal is not to climb Mount Everest. Most patients want a pain-free knee that allows them to do their regular daily activities and enjoy sports such as golf, tennis, and skiing. And so I tell patients they can do that, but there are some that really want to push the boundaries, and some patients will say to me, well, how much can this knee really withstand? And I'll mention people like Greg and some others in terms of the extreme things they're doing with their joint replacements.
We had made a difference in his life. He'd made the comment to me that in the first knee replacement that he'd had, he really was able to get back to doing things he loved, like rock climbing and ice climbing, and he was really into endurance racing. And so it was gratifying to see that our vision as a company to help other people was being fulfilled in Greg's life. I think that he is an inspiration to people out there that might be hesitating to get their joints replaced. The market has changed, the technologies have changed. There's great surgeons out there that have the ability to make a difference in people's lives with the right technology. And so I feel like our company has the ability to put great technology into a surgeon's hand. And more than anything, I think the take home is that people shouldn't be afraid to have their joints replaced. If Greg can do what he's doing and be successful, that people can get out of get off their couch, get out of bed, and return to that activity level that they enjoyed before arthritis started debilitating them.
So since November of 2012, I've gone through the typical rehab that most people do, but I upped it quite a bit based on what normal people do, because I don't do normal things. I added to the list of rehab just extra doses of stretching and weight training and aerobic training and getting out and hiking and mountaineering, canyoneering, rock climbing, mountain biking, road biking. Basically everything you can do here in the Salt Lake Valley that's close by, up in the mountains or on the lakes, I like to do. And I haven't felt that I've been held back in the least bit from going and doing everything I did when I was a 20-year-old. In fact, I do more. It's just everybody's like asking me, what are you doing next, Greg? What's your next adventure? So I feel like I have this obligation to go out and do whatever the knees will let me do. And so far I haven't found anything they haven't let me do.